Some people actually make it a duty that every year, once it is a year, they would start looking for another company. They will start applying to new places because they want to land a new job. They want to get a salary raise. They just want something better. Once it's January, they apply. They want to land that particular job. And the beginning of the year, they want to land a job that will give them 13th month salary. All right. This is January. Some of them are already applying, but they do not look at it and actually see what this does to their application for other jobs. They do not actually see the implication that every year job actually later comes back to actually do to them, what it later comes back to do to them, in future, especially in trying to land a very good job or something that they can actually stay on for years. Maybe later they'll be like, okay, seems like I need to settle now. I need to find a company to settle. And then they decide to now, okay, let us find this big company and settle. And that is when they realize that their years of working in different places actually ends up affecting them. But who will tell them? Who will actually end up telling them? Because these companies, they will not reach back. But this is actually going to be their reason why they will not be picking you. All right, so before we dive right into details for this video, if this is your first time coming to this channel, my name is Cynthia. I'm a real life recruiter. So this channel is actually made to actually walk you through everything that recruitment does, everything that has to do with job, everything that recruiters look out for, HRs look out for, just to help you land that dream job. If it's something you want to get insights on, if it's something that interests you, hit that subscribe button down there. It is for free. You can join the family, and then we all are here. We can always guide each other. All right. So yeah, that is it for the introduction. Let's just dive right into why we are here today. Okay, so as I said earlier, some people make it like they actually do it like it's a bragging right, because they are good. These people are just good. They know how to scale through interviews. They can always pass every interview. So every year they keep applying, they keep seeking for new positions and new places to work. And funny enough, it's been working for them. But now they are trying to land a new job, or maybe they are trying to find another job just like they've been doing. And subsequently, working 1 year in every company has become a problem, has become something that taunts them. And then removing a year or 2 years from your CV, or removing an entire 2 years from your CV, now makes it look like you've not been doing anything for that year. When we see your CV, we are like, what has this person been doing from 2021 to 2022? Because there is nothing that shows what they've been doing. So what were they up to? So it's still a problem if you decide to just remove it entirely, because a year of your life that has nothing to say for it in your CV is still a problem. It means you were jobless for a year doing nothing. It is a problem. All right. So now let's dive right into the reason why this 1 year every year in a job, it is bad for anybody at all. See, okay, as I always do, I always tell a real life experience that I've had, something I can, tell you that it has happened that actually makes me to talk about this particular video. So I came through this particular candidate interview, this particular candidate CV. As a recruiter, I never knew that having 1 year experience in different roles could actually affect you. I never thought it was a thing. So I just shortlisted that candidate, push the candidate to my client, thinking, okay, I have a good person, I have a good person. On the day of interview, the client came up to the interview. We were all in the virtual interview. I was there, my candidate was there. So the client came, and the client was like, why have you been jumping to different jobs every year? Like for the past 4 years, you've just been jumping from one job to the other. What has been happening? Can you explain to us the reason why you've been jumping from one job to the other every year? And this person actually had nothing solid to say. Because why do you explain that in 4 years in a row you've been working in different companies? So every year you just keep running out, running out of every company every year, and then at the end of the day, there is nothing. So that is what it has been for him. he just wants to land a good job. He was like, okay, I just wanted to land a better paying job. I wanted to get experience for 4 years in a row. You wanted to get a better experience. You wanted to learn something good. You wanted to, explore more in 4 years in a row. And you've just been working and working up and down. The candidates, the client was not impressed. Like there was, in fact, at that point, I felt that there was nothing he said at that point that could make that client change his own mind, because the client does not want someone they will employ and after 1 year the person will run away, because that's the impression he's giving. They don't want someone that will come to the company and then 1 year later you're calling the person is telling you, oh, I am done with you people. They don't want such person, in as much as they want someone who is experienced, who has exposure, but not you jumping around from one company to the other every year, thinking it is okay, thinking it is norms. It is not norms, it is not okay. So these clients actually made it clear to the guy that this particular way you run from one company to the other, how sure am I that you're not going to run away from my company? The candidate was like, no, ma, I'm promising you, I'm not going to run away. I'm going to be here. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. The reason I ran was because I needed career growth. Once your company is this, I will stay. I would. Everything he was saying made no sense to that client. It made absolutely no sense to the client. The client was not impressed. The client was not going to go through with the person. And guess what that did to me? It actually made me a bad recruiter, because I recruited without asking those questions. I recruited without bringing it up. So the client actually put it on me that, did I really pre-screen this person before moving it to them? So I was so ashamed. I didn't know what to say. It was still my first time of trying recruitment and all that. It was not clear. So after that day, I made it a point that once you've been jumping from one company to the other every year and I see your CV, I don't even bother shortlisting you. I don't bother. And that is how some of you are. You've been having different CVs, different job experiences every year, and you keep applying and you think a very good company, probably the company that might end up calling you back might be a company that is very desperate and they are not that big. A company that has reputations to keep, a company that loves having their workers for long, and maintaining that relationship between their employees and employers, for a company that has that focus, they will definitely not call you back. All right. And me now, that's actually a recruiter, I won't, despite whether I know if the company is a company that is interested in that or not, I won't shortlist you because you've been working from one place to the other. Sometimes if I'm desperate and I need to fill that role, I'll just call you for explanation. But trust me, no matter the explanation, how do I explain to my clients that this particular candidate has just been running away from the job one year every 1 year, or 1 year and a month, or 1 year and 2 months, they just run? It just does not make sense. So this is what it does to your application. It renders the application irrelevant. Your formatting might be good, your CV might be top notch, everything might just be aligning, but the fact that you've been jumping from one company to the other every time says a whole lot about you. It tells that you are the problem, your employer is not the problem. It tells that you are a bad person when it comes to maintaining relationship. It tells that you are not going to stay with them, it tells a whole lot of negative things about you once anybody comes across your CV and you've just been moving from one place to the other every year. Every year. It's not as if you did it this year and next year. Every year. It's understandable when you work with a company for 1 year and it does not align with you, you resign, for a particular time for a particular company. It's understandable. But when it's something that has been happening every year, it becomes a problem. So go back to your CV. Go and look at your CV. Do you really have different work experiences every year? If that is what it is for you, you have to find a way to amend that, because it might be the reason why nobody is getting back to you. It might be the reason nobody is calling you, because how do you justify working in different places every year? Even if those companies are the problem, you being in different companies every year simply says you are the problem. No matter who the problem is from, it simply says, oh, this guy is the problem, this girl is the problem. So it's something you need to work on. It's something you need to go and check. It's something you need to, be able to tell yourself that, okay, this is not my problem, because your qualification might be top notch. Your CV might be well formatted. Everything might be very perfect. The way you speak, your confidence and everything is just okay. But the fact that it's been 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, it's just the problem, right? If it's something you need to work on, go work on it. Find a way to fix it and stop submitting a CV that has different job experiences and different locations every year. It just signals everything negative to the employer, to someone who employ you. All right. So this is the end of the video for this video. See you in our next video. Recruiter Cynthia says, bye bye.